What's going on, boys and girls? Just got home from work today, and yeah, I don't look like a caveman anymore. I got a haircut, so I'm not all woolly. But I got home from work today, and I said I went to the grocery store earlier because I usually go to the grocery store on Thursdays because Fridays just seem a little bit too hectic. So I've started to go to the grocery store on Thursdays. So I saw some of these pork ribeyes in the grocery store, and I said, you know what? I'm going to try to cook some of those tonight. We just usually just call them pork steaks, but these are, it says pork chuck on the package, so it's like a ribeye pretty much. So it's an easy recipe. You guys should try it. I'm gonna put it with some scrambled eggs, and we're gonna have some breakfast for dinner. Here we go. All right, there you have it. That's the your little, probably half an inch to 3/4 of an inch pork ribeye. We got 2 jumbo eggs. Got a little bit of egg whites right here. We're gonna scramble our eggs in some. That looks kind of unusual, but you guys have seen me use this before. A little bit of sugar, some cornstarch, some pepper, some white pepper, some salt, some chicken powder, and then we're gonna do the steak only in this Tony Chachere Creole seasoning. So it's gonna be really, really easy, y'all. We're gonna first season the steak on both sides. Make sure the steak's at room temperature. So we got it seared, seasoned, not seared, on both sides right there, and just kind of mash some of those seasonings in there. Go ahead and put your frying pan on medium. All right, we put about a teaspoonful of just avocado oil. You can use butter, coconut oil, just ghee, just whatever you want to use. Just use a little bit of it in there. And you don't need much because the steak's going to make its own oil. All right, we'll just lay our steak in here. We're going to let that sear for about 3-4 minutes or so on each side. We want the inner temperature to be at least, well done is about 160. 145 is the temperature where it'll kill trichinella. That's what you got to worry about, that tapeworm that pork gets sometimes. That's about 145. It kills that worm instantly. So, and even if you cook it at 130 to 135 for several minutes, it can kill that worm. So anyway, we're going to sear this thing on both sides for about 4 minutes, just like you would a ribeye steak. And again, mine's probably going to be cooked more of a medium well, if not well. Pork, I've had pork well done, and it comes out just perfect to me. But now it just depends on who's cooking it, guys. So don't be giving me these arguments in text saying you can cook it at 120 and it's still good. No, you can cook it at 120 and it's still good, but not me. All right, next little part here, we're just going to crack our eggs here. Nice little crack. Eggs are so expensive now. You don't want to really waste them. And again, I'm an egg lover, so I'll usually add some of this egg whites in there. Now, you don't have to do this part here, guys. The 2 eggs is probably good enough, and that's about, another 1/4 of a cup right there, just to kind of give you some extra eggs. I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and we're just kind of eyeball it here. About 1/4 to 1/8 of a teaspoon of white pepper. Now, I don't want to eyeball the sugar. About 1/4 of a teaspoon of the sugar. About 1/8 of a teaspoon of this is just chicken powder right here, or you can use MSG if you want to. We're going to use about 1/8. Sprinkle it in there, and it's really going to give your eggs a really good taste, y'all. And if you added some oil to it, what's that oil called? I had to look it up. Sesame oil. And if you add there's a type of wine that you can put in there as well. It would be Cantonese. We're not going to do the wine and the sesame oil in this one. And then we're going to make a slurry out of the cornstarch. So we're just going to take 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, and we're going to put about a tablespoon of water in there, about a tablespoon, and we're going to give it a little bit of a mix there so it's all dissolved. Add that to that mixture, and this is just going to help fluff up these eggs, y'all. Going to give it a little bit of a stir to mix them. Going to stir to mix these up. Get them nice and bubbly. I should have used a bigger bowl. Just try not to spill everything all over the place. But anyway, you want to see those bubbles bubble up in there. And make sure everything is mixed in there big time. And this is going to be some really good eggs, y'all. You got to try them this way. If you've seen some of my other recipes where I do the Cantonese style with the oil in it and the wine, the Asian wine that I've got in there, it's good that way as well too. I just didn't want to do it that way today. Anyway, those are good right there. Now we just wait for the steak to cook, and then we'll flip that thing over. Alrighty, it's been about 4 minutes here. We'll give it a little bit of a flip. It'll go about 4 minutes on that side as well. Now, if you want to kick this up another little notch, you can throw in some butter in there, y'all, and let that sear a little bit. Just on both sides there. That's just going to help it to sear and look a little bit better. All right, we're going to flip that thing one more time. I just don't like to sear on this side here. Flip it one more time here. Plus, it's still not. It's only at about 130 degrees, y'all. So I don't want it to be, you know, rare. I want it to be at least medium rare or medium well. All right, we got it where it needs to be. We're going to put it in a little bit of foil and let it rest, and then we'll cook the eggs. Now, you see all that goodness there at the bottom? Now, we're going to take the bigger pieces out, y'all. Now, although you could leave them in there, because it really will give these eggs some flavor, but we're going to take the bigger pieces out. And see, this is just for me. This is not like I'm cooking it for my wife. She doesn't eat pork. So this is for, and she doesn't eat eggs in it. She's allergic to eggs, so she doesn't eat eggs either. So we're going to add this to here. Turn the heat down just a little bit, y'all. And what I let these things do is I'll let them cook and set at the bottom for a little bit, maybe about 2 minutes or so. Turn the heat down. And then we'll come back in just a couple of minutes here and we'll start moving these things around. Alrighty, after about a couple of minutes or so, I'm gonna move that around a little bit. Move that around a little bit. Now you can kind of break this apart. And we're gonna get this right here, flip it there. Those are done. I like mine to be. I don't like for them to be hard scrambled here. And that was almost an omelet, y'all. Almost an omelet. Which that's okay. That's okay. This is just cooking right here. We're gonna have a good meal. Good meal here. Our eggs there. Like I said, I could have put some cheese on that and made an omelet. So now we're going to get our steak and we're going to eat. And there you go. Some scrambled eggs and some ribeye, pork ribeye steak. It's going to be good. We're going to enjoy this. Hope you enjoy watching it. Guys, it wasn't supposed to be any kind of special recipe to... hopefully you learned something from it, from the eggs and the steaks. It was just something I was just trying to throw together. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. Hit the little bell to see notifications, whatever platform you're on, and give me a comment. You guys have a great day. Peace.